Hey, hey, it's old Bob. And, we're packed for Wisconsin. We're packed for Wisconsin. We're going to go to Wisconsin. We're on our way. No, I'm not going to Wisconsin, but I'm certainly packed for something. I've gotten stuff for my sister and my family, and I'm on my way. Just talking again with T.D. Jakes. He was in the corner. He was crying and balled up and said he didn't like it, didn't want it, didn't. But he said, you know what, God, if you allowed this to happen to me, I trust you. If you allowed this to happen to me, then I trust you. And I thought about the priest who stabbed me in the back, who did not back me up in my faith. I thought about the staff member who used information which really he had no right to get to, and he used it in an obscene fashion and hurt me badly. And it still hurts me. It's still a pain. It's still a problem. But as I stood there today, worshiping in the house of God, glorifying God, I said, I saw that, God, this is your house. God, I'm your servant. God, if you dictate that I am to suffer in a particular way, God knew that I was going to go to that movie theater. God knew that this whole thing would turn into a nightmare. God knew that 3 little digits were going to change my life. And God knew all that, but God allowed it. TD was just talking about how the devil came to attack Job, and the devil said he's got a hedge around him. He's got a Holy Spirit hedge all around him, and nobody can touch him. Nobody can touch him, Lord. You've got him protected. He's protected. So God lifted the veil of protection. And everywhere where God lifted it, the house burned down. The wives left. The children freaked out. The crops died. Leprosy. I mean, everything that could happen to Job happened. And yet, Job never did curse God. Job was in pain. Job obviously was suffering. And people have often compared my life to Job. And I can see why. I mean, duh. It makes perfect sense, you know. You just, you go through enough stuff over and over, and you're like, and I'm learning more and more every single day. I'm learning more and more every single day. I'm making wiser choices. I'm being stronger. I'm being more victorious. I think that my children will be much better off. Some of this is consequences of sin that I didn't ask for, and I couldn't really avoid. I mean, my parents were sinners, and they didn't raise me up in the fear and admonition of the Lord. I raised myself up as best I could, but there was just certain things that were God allowed to happen to me to make me who I am today. And I'm a very compassionate person. People think I'm very compassionate. Most people think I'm kind and loving. Most people understand that I am a person who is empathetic. I feel like I'm empathetic. But the thing is that wouldn't have ever been the case had I talk to you soon. God bless.